What am I calling this show again? This is the show that I don't have a name for, but it's certainly not called Tech Update. Certainly not. A lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, when are you going to do Tech Update? And someone even said, dude, I don't care if you don't work there anymore. You owe us Tech Update. No, I do not. No, I do not. I don't owe anybody anything. I only owe myself a sandwich, and that'll be later. But for now, I'm going to give you guys some opinions on technology. You know? Because I'm very opinionated when it comes to technology things. And you know what? This is going to be unbiased, unedited, no, maybe edited, but uncensored, certainly. So what's going on today? Intel has got a lot of things going on. Right now, Intel's at a point where they're kind of just competing with themselves. They've released, one processor, and then AMD said, sorry, AMD. I mean, you guys really just took the 8-core bulldozer and went, and then that was your response to Intel's 6-core CPUs. Actually, that was just sort of your response to the 2600K, which is a quad-core CPU. Well, anyway, now Intel, of course, has the second generation, second and third Windows of i7, the 2011.
Technically third.
Yeah, technically the third generation of i7s, and they're insane. And the 3820 is now on the market. Now, the 3820 is an interesting CPU indeed, because Intel at this point is just competing with themselves. They've made this part and it's sort of competing with the 2600K. It's almost identical in performance all the way down the line, and I've seen a few different reviews. I'm looking at one right now on hothardware.com, and in their review they found that it was a little bit faster than the 2700K in most tests, and it's also very interesting because it's also a little bit less expensive than the 26. Did I say 26 or 2700K? I don't even know what to say these days. Yeah, the 2700K. Yeah, excellent. It's almost identical all the way down the line. A little bit less expensive, but the platform itself is more expensive. If you're building a gaming system, I'm going to go ahead and recommend an i5 or one of the i7s from that generation, because, I mean, really, that big of a difference? No. And you're going to want to put most of your money in the graphics card, so save a little money there, put it into the graphics card. However, if you're building a system that you want to do some rendering on, the 3820 does actually put up better numbers in programs like Handbrake and that sort of thing. Now here's the weird part. It doesn't support QuickSync. So in the applications that do support QuickSync, and I'll bring those up right here so you guys can see, there's a long list, and it's getting longer all the time. Main Concept does support QuickSync. Some of the CyberLink programs, as you can see, Corel Digital Studio, etc., ArcSoft, Media Impression, Media Converter, and Roxio Creator. Those programs are going to be much faster on your 2600, 2700K. Even the i5 is going to be faster because QuickSync makes it much faster rendering on the CPU. Is this making any sense, Wendell? No. I'm like all over the place. So yeah, if you guys really want the new chipset, the 2011 is a good way to go. The 3820 is fast. Do you have any recommendations over there?
More RAM is always nice.
That's right. Yes, a lot of the 2011 chipset motherboards do have 8 RAM slots. So if you need lots of RAM, I guess if you're building a server with them, you'd be using a Xeon, wouldn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just kind of going back and forth right now because, like I said, Intel is competing with themselves. So enough of the Intel thing. A very good price performance, but like I said, the best value still lies with the 2600K, the 2700K, and the i5. So those still are amazing CPUs. Better per dollar. If you got unlimited money, go for the 2011 socket CPUs. If not, you'll do just fine with second-gen i7s. Okay, let's talk about Apple. They're doing more evil stuff. Apple's always doing evil stuff. This is kind of interesting. They just lost a battle in China. Now, what's happening in China is Apple was trying to, they've got the iPad over there, and there's a company over there that already owns the moniker. And that company is called, it's a Shenzhen-based company. Someone from China, I probably said that wrong. Come and we'll fight to the death. You and I will fight to the death with sticks. And you will win because you're very good with those things. I've seen you eat with them. I don't know how you do it. No, I eat with chopsticks all the time. Where was I going? Oh yeah, ProView Technology. They own the name iPad in China. And I know Apple was talking to them, saying like, "Hey, can we use the name iPad?" And ProView's like, "I don't know if we can use that." Anyway, blah, 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 all that happened, and then Apple was like, "You know what? We're not satisfied. We're going to sue you for use of a name that you created before we created the name," and they lost in court. So now Apple, they lost a battle. I'm not sure how that feels for Apple. Them in their deep pockets, home licking their wounds. let's go back in time and talk about the history of Apple's evil. That's what I want to do right now. Now, let's go back to iPhone. A lot of people think that Apple creates the world. A lot of people think that they come up with everything and everything they do is totally original. And listen, I want to tell you that I do not hate Apple. I hate some of their business philosophy. I do not hate Steve Jobs. I hate some of the way he tries to be a control freak, but I still think he's a genius. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to have an Apple product, but I don't hate them. I do think they're evil, though. Is it possible to not hate something and think it's evil? I don't know. I like to cuddle with the devil. Okay, now Linksys originally owned the name iPhone. Actually, it was a company called Infogear, but Cisco purchased Infogear, and therefore they ended up with the name iPhone. There's been a couple products all the way back to 1998, 1997. What's this? Change the... I don't know what just happened. Color scheme just got changed? Am I still recording? I'm still recording. I don't know. Color scheme just got changed to basic. Good. Yeah, Windows 7 did some cool things. Well, you know what? Somebody at Apple must have heard me. Is this place like bugged? And then they were like, "Oh, you're making fun of Apple? Well, I'm just gonna log into your Windows computer and destroy it. Now it's running the basic." All right. Anyway, color scheme. So anyway, there was a dispute with the trademark when Apple wanted to call their thing the iPhone because they're like, "We thought of it after you guys thought of it, but that's different." So we thought of it first, even though I don't know. Anyway, now Apple is allowed to use the name iPhone if they went to court and they battled for a while and a bunch of people threw money at a bunch of things. And so that went on. So that was pretty ridiculous. Apple took their name. In my opinion, they took their name, even though there's now an agreement where both companies, Cisco and Apple, are allowed to use the name iPhone. But for different purposes. I think Cisco's allowed to use it for like IP phones and stuff like that. Let me just go even more back. Well, I said even further, but let me just go back to another article because there's so much blind worship of Apple, and I want you guys to know that they are not the bee's knees; they're the bee's pelvis. I don't know. The Harris poll just came out, and Apple and Google were on the top as being the most respected and revered companies in America, which is interesting. Anyway, a couple of years ago, 2008. Apple sued a very small school for the use of the logo. And this is the logo right here. They're suing schools because of this logo. So that they almost, it basically almost destroyed this little school because this is a small school in Canada. Apple's legal team is ridiculous. They're going to spend, what do you say, it was $1 billion suing Android. They've been suing Samsung over a lot of stuff that's going on with Android 4.0. They're suing Samsung, but really what they're doing is they're going after Android. Steve Jobs hated Android. He really did. He thought that a lot of things that were going on with Android were rip-offs of a lot of things were going on with Apple, which might be true. But Steve, you don't think of everything, and guys at Apple, you guys don't think of everything. If NASA didn't exist, a lot of your technology would not exist. A lot of the key innovations have come from even the military sector. Military, just people who do research without, some kind of financial agenda. People who do research for science. People who do research to get to the moon. People who do research to blow things up. I guess there's a financial agenda somewhere in there. Blow things up, build them, put money in your pockets, money in your ears. All right, so that's just another little piece of history. Let's see. Do I want to talk about AT&T? Yeah, maybe not. This is kind of cool. There's a company working on some software, and here's what this is. It's electrocardiograph software, and it can read the pattern of your heartbeat and log onto your phone just by putting your hands onto the keyboard. Not your phone. Log onto your computer just by putting your hands onto the keyboard. How interesting is that? Did you hear about this, Wendell? Yeah, you sit down, and it reads your pulse, and your pulse is irregular, and it's usually never repeats the same thing. But for somehow they can read whatever's going on with your pulse, and there's some chaos math or something that goes on immediately, and it says, "Oh, it's you," and it logs on. But what if you're logging on to look at porn? You have an irregular heartbeat, or what if you just got in a big fist fight and you need to get online to find the location of the nearest emergency station? Will it still be able to read? Because your heart's going to be going, blah, 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 I just got in a fist fight. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'll put the link to the article here. And I don't even know who did this. Oh, it's conducted by Chunling Lin at the National Chung Sun University in Chaichung. Man, I'm going to have like, as soon as I go outside, there's going to be like 10 guys out there going, "Are you ready to fight for mispronouncing those names?" Ah! This is going to happen as soon as I walk outside. I've just mispronounced all sorts of Chinese things. You know what? At least I didn't call you guys Orientals. That's the worst. And my friend would be like, "Aren't you Oriental?" And he could be like, "Dude, Oriental is like furniture and like a rug. I'm not a piece of furniture." Yes. Speaking of touching things, I kind of want to talk just a little bit about Windows 8 and how it's going to change the gaming world. How it's going to actually change the entire market, because this will be the first desktop OS that truly supports touch, that you can truly just reach out and put your hands on. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but I will be making, I guess, more of a big deal about this in the coming future. But first, I want to hear from you guys what you guys think is going to happen. First off, I think there's going to be a lot of new panels out on the market that are going to be sold that are going to be touchscreen panels. I kind of feel weird about that, because you're going to be sitting on your desk, and this just feels very uncomfortable to me. It's like a bunch of zombies sitting there playing with their screen. I mean, or 22-inch, 24-inch monitors. Are we going to be putting them this close and like sitting there and touching them? Are we going to be holding the 24-inch monitors on the couch? Or is everything going to become tablet? What's going to happen in the future? I think we're going to see a bunch of touchscreen monitors come out that are trying to be desktop monitors, and I don't think those are going to work. I think there's still going to be a pretty big market for people who want to sit down and play a regular game without having to touch things. But I think we're going to see more and more PC games come out that support touch or mouse, and there'll be some that are designed exclusively for touch. And then, of course, we're going to see a gazillion, really basic casual games that are just going to flood the market. So how do you guys feel about that? Where do you think it's going to go? And I'll make a special little segment about this. Maybe I'll try to call up Microsoft and see if I can talk to somebody. Someone without a beard, maybe. Someone with a beard. I don't care. Microsoft, whoever wants to talk, I shall talk to them. All right. The world is heading in a strange direction. I'm about to talk about the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter movie trailer.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. And I looked, and behold, was death. Saying, "Come and see." And I saw. And hell followed me.
That is ridiculous. So I was talking to Little Viking, and I said, "Where are these movies coming from?" And she said, "You know what? The nerds are growing up and they're writing movies." And I think she's right. But I also think that some of the movies that are coming out are absolutely asinine and ridiculous, and that gave me an idea. I like to write movies. Fancy myself a screenwriter. Not a very good one, but one with a very large idea. You thought I was going to say penis. But I didn't say penis. I said it twice. Damn it! All right, here's what I want to do. I want you guys to send me a terrible idea, each one of you. And it needs to be in a certain category. I don't want you to send me a big, synopsis. I want you to send me single elements that would be in a movie. Like, send me a character that you want to see in a movie. Say, maybe you want to see a character who dresses like a steampunk guy and has a mustache out to ear, but it's bald and is a woman with a mustache out to here. Maybe you want to see a dragon with sideburns that looks like Macho Man Randy Savage. I know that's what I want to see in a movie. I'm gonna get you. What does he say? I don't even know. Maybe you want to see a girl who wears a banana for a monocle. I don't know. Just send me all your ideas. But like I said, keep it Keep them just individual elements. Maybe one plot twist you'd like to see where someone gets stabbed in the back by a character dressed as an alligator or something like that. They have to be asinine. And I'm going to take this, and in a couple weeks' time, I'm going to write this into a movie. I'm going to copyright it. And then I'm going to put this movie script on the internet just so directors can look at it. I don't care who looks at it. They can try to steal my idea. I don't care. You guys can try to steal my idea. It'll never be as good because you're not as stupid as I am. You got to be pretty damn smart to be this stupid. Who said that? Albert Einstein? He did now. Albert Einstein said that you have to be pretty damn smart to be this stupid. And I think that's where we're going to end this. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to call this segment. I originally was going to call this Rassassination, but after consulting multiple people, including Wendell, that might be a bit cumbersome and long. Rassassination across the screen with maybe some gunshots going off. I don't know, maybe The Tech with T-E-K for Tech Syndicate. Maybe, I don't know. Send me an idea for the title. I probably won't use it. You can do it anyway. Also, send questions to Logan at raisetheworld.com because an inbox video is coming soon. And you guys will enjoy that because I'm going to enjoy making it for you. God, freedom is nice. I can do whatever I want and no one's going to censor me.